How are you doing? How's life for you, Seth? You're back in studio. It's great to see you there. It's great to see you doing your thing.
Yeah, it's been about a month back in the studio. It was definitely a weird transition back, but, you know, the last 7-8 months have been all about weird transitions, and it's obviously a very different place. We don't have an audience. We have limited crew, but it does feel right to be back in the building, especially with all the safety protocols that they've put in place for us here.
Okay, and these are things that I noticed as a follically challenged man, and I didn't expect to start this, but I just saw a photograph of you there, and I've been noticing all the videos and stuff that I'm watching. Have you not gotten your hair cut in a while, Seth? What's going on?
I've got a light trim, but we did go back to long hair over the course of the pandemic.
God bless you.
And I think when you reach a certain age, I'm on the other side of 45,
okay.
and I think that it takes a lot for you to do a makeover. Ultimately,
okay.
In my case, it did require a worldwide pandemic to decide that I could switch my look up. I think it's either that or a divorce, and since I'm happily married,
God bless you,
this is what I ended up with.
Fantastic. How much sports have you been able to watch in your personal bubble with your kids, your fatherhood?
Baseball didn't take off for me, but the NBA bubble did.
Okay.
And certainly football is the exact same intake. Although, until the Big Ten starts up, I really haven't watched a snap of college football. But I've been happy with the NFL, and I haven't, as much as I would obviously be happier if there were fans in the stands. I find myself exactly as invested as I would be without them there.
No, I mean, I get lost in it too, and I know that the sound that's being pumped in is canned, like it's made up. Yeah. I think last night during Sunday Night Football, which was great, they did one series without the canned noise, just hearing what's in the stadium, and I found that fascinating. But the Steelers are your team, so you must be quite excited with the way that they have started.
I'm quite excited. Look, last year, in the end, was more exciting than it had any right to be, and that the Steelers were ultimately alive going into the last week of the season. But it was a real slog of a season to watch without Roethlisberger. And
right.
So, when you start a season 0-3 and then you come back the next year and you're 3-0, I'm perfectly happy, delighted with how things are going so far.
Well, I mean,
save for the fact that we had an unscheduled bye week.
Well, I know that. Yeah, I know. But they seem to be, buttoned up defensively in the manner to which you've grown accustomed as a Steelers fan so far over the years.
Yeah, that's the great thing about Steelers fans. It's not, we don't just want you to win. We want you to win the way we're accustomed to.
Right.
So, there were a few years where the Steelers, were scoring a lot of points and giving up a lot of points. And even if you were a playoff team, people in Pittsburgh would say, this is my first choice on how I'd like them to win. So right now it's been really nice to watch.
Yeah, I remember. The reason why I said that is because I remember a few years ago when the Steelers were putting up like 40 points a game and Ben was throwing for 500 yards, that Steelers fans were enjoying the wins, but they quite didn't know how to handle not pounding the football and playing defense and winning tight ones 20-17. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's like a joke. A friend of mine said, how many people in Pittsburgh does it take to screw in a light bulb? One to screw, I think it's 5, like 1 to screw it in and 4 to talk about the Steelers in the 70s. Some version of that. I've told it badly, but you get the point.
It's fantastic.
And,
pretty good. That's fantastic.
And, when you're that successful for a decade, people like it that way. And it is a style that matches up with the psyche of the city. And I think it's very rare for that to happen. But, when it matches up right, it's a nice fit.
And I guess, this is what I try to do as a broadcaster, Seth, is tie things together. And what we talked about, your hair, and then now the Steelers. I'm wondering if you caught the photograph of Ben during the pandemic, and that might have scared you because he looked full. We've got the photograph up here, full Duck Dynasty beard going on, and it was kind of hiding up what could have been a not ready for playing physique. And I'm wondering if that might have been concerning at the time, and we have seen obviously Ben be ready to roll since then. I'm wondering if you caught that.
Yeah, there was a fullness not just to the beard, but like a general fullness. I would describe the winter Ben look. But I think when a 38-year-old guy who's obviously seems very happy with his family life, when he makes a decision to come back, he has to know that the body has to be in a certain place, or else it's not worth it. And but it's been really nice to see.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.